All right. Good morning. It's time to get started for the AMA. Today we're focusing on the APAC region. Go ahead, find a seat, and we'll get started soon. All right. Welcome to the AMA. There's a couple people in here. We can get started. I apologize for this being almost 15 minutes after. I just found out that there's a setting that was turned off, and only council members and elders could see this AMA. It's my bad. It's my first time running the AMA. It's currently 6 a.m. and
3:14 over here.
yeah, that's in the eastern, and then we got Little Bob Ross on the west coast of the U.S. and we're super glad to have everybody here. Let's get some questions running. Yeah, please post your questions that you have inside of AMA chat 10.6, and we'll start rolling here. We got Little Bob Ross and Switch Shack answering questions for y'all. Apologies for all the dead space in between getting started and getting the first set of questions in here. 22 is really good at keeping the conversation flowing, and not quite sure how he does it. So I'm going to rely on the community.
Well, normally
Asking
there's a bunch
questions.
more people awake.
Yeah,
We're
usually there's
trying to
like
be
30
inclusive
people.
on the hour time that we're at right now. It's just harder because normally we have like at least like 30, 40 people in the AMA that are all typing questions, so it takes time to answer each one individually. But like me and Switch have been up until like 5 a.m. for like the past like 4 nights in a row, so we're being inclusive to the people that are on the other side of the world that usually miss our AMAs. So if they ever have any questions, they can feel free to drop by and type a question and we'll answer it. Or
Yeah,
they can
usually
listen
our
to the other ones too.
usually
Always an
our
option.
AMAs seem to hit around like 7 a.m. or 9 a.m. and in some cases
Yeah.
3 a.m. for people around the world. And I would have to say that most of our audience seems to be in the Americas, and there's quite a few that are in Europe. But this is our first AMA that we're sharing in Australia area, and or at least that time zone. And yeah, hopefully we get some questions in here. We can have a conversation.
How's everyone's day going? It's 3 in the morning for me, and I'm still awake because I slept until freaking 5 p.m.
That's been my sleep schedule
Dude,
lately.
it's
It's been
so
crazy.
bad. It's so bad right now. Thanks for being accommodating. Yeah, no
Yeah,
problem,
you're welcome,
man.
Project.
We're usually up in one of the voice channels anyway. Work's been frantic, only been able to read the white paper. Nah, that's not a bad, that's what we would have told you to do anyway. What'd you think of the white paper? Are there any questions that you have on it? Still trying to get across the project? Understandable.
So we have 8,000 elder tree souls that are going up for sale in a week if you're a part of the pre-sale that's happening. And with each one of those is the power of a DAO. Everybody gets one vote per elder tree soul that they hold. And I think I mentioned that this is for 0.08 ETH each. That price will stay the same. There's a limit set for 8,000, and we're never going to mint more of those. More than 8,000. We will be burning some. We're probably going to start off with 5 that we're going to purchase from the floor if they're available, and we'll be doing some one-on-ones, burning some and replacing them, and I'm super excited for those when they come out. But yeah, it's some basic information that you can find in the
Okay,
white
now
paper.
we have Now we have real questions. Finna put my
Awesome.
glasses on and answer away. Okay, quick one. You say you want to build the better OpenSea. Sounds great. How are you avoiding the OS just adapting your OpenSea, just adapting your use case and implementing the same features? Quarter 2022 is a long time in NFT timeframes. Okay, so OpenSea's team isn't really that large. OpenSea's team has 7 people on it, and
Yeah.
as much
And
as you see so much shit happening on OpenSea and a lot of the NFT marketplace and like trades and sales happening on OpenSea, there's literally 7 people that work for them, and they no hate to what they're doing because I use OpenSea all the time, but a lot of the times OpenSea is just it's not performing as well as I would like it to be. Servers go down sometimes, things don't update fast enough. There's a lot of issues. Certain items get stuck on the floor you can't purchase or sell, and it's just stuck at a certain price that's leaving the floor at a weird funky number while the rest are like at like 3 ETH and something's at like zero point 0.7, like stuck there for like 3 days.
yeah, to answer the question, how are you avoiding OS and
I would
by just
imagine
adapting
it's
your use
just
case?
I would imagine it would be uh you mean just like implementing the same features of our marketplace onto their marketplace? They don't vet anything. They would have to change their entire
Exactly.
they
Yeah.
don't they would have to change their entire system of doing things. Right now they just pull everything from the Ethereum network. As soon as you connect your wallet, anything that's in there that's an ERC 721 token is just shown. And it's like the easiest thing to do, but we don't want to do that because rug pulls happen and they're frequent. Yes,
From
we will be looking to scale things project. And sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there. I was just reading his question.
you're good. Was that Luna Bear or
No, it was Project's last question. He said on the team aspect, if you guys are already working around the clock, how are you looking to scale as things pick up? I would imagine the team will significantly grow, especially as we launch new projects.
absolutely? Yeah.
And then
And
the original members of the team will probably just like move up to different positions and oversee multiple things at once and try and coordinate everything so everything runs smooth. Want to clarify on the ability to vote on what to do with the community wallet is dependent on burning the Unity tokens. Correct. The 1st and the 15th of every month, you'll be airdropped ERC 721 tokens that are Unity tokens for our DAO. And at that time, you'll be able to burn those tokens based on a vote in that will take place in the Discord here. And you'll be able to decide what you want to do with the community wallet, whether it's like
you can invest.
donate,
Yep.
invest, split the pool.
The only time that burning the Unity tokens comes into play is if the DAO decides that they want to harvest instead of either invest or update one of the current investments, such as exit price, or which investments that we want to go in on. But the only time that we're burning specifically Unity tokens is when it comes time to uh, for everybody to cash in the Unity tokens that they choose to put in, and then a ratio is calculated and ETH gets pushed out. I think we can move on to the next
With
question.
the token that gets distributed, is it straight airdrop or do you need to claim? It'll just be a straight airdrop. Straight to wallet, like we'll have all the wallet holders of everybody that holds an Elder Tree Soul or have all the wallets. And we'll just airdrop those tokens to them the 1st and the 15th of every month.
Yeah, it's just a straight drop. There's nothing to claim.
I like that you're doing the little check mark on the ones we answer. That's a
Oh,
good
it's super
idea.
helpful. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I don't understand what the question is here. Had like seven, I think, but has expanded to like 29 or 49 now. Um,
He had a bunch of questions, and I think they went
oh,
from
okay.
7
All
to
right.
29 or 49 questions. Hack away at some questions, man. I saw you said, or no, Maxime, switch to their Mac so they can hack away on some questions. Kudos for having a white paper. Thank you. How realistic is your example of dividing 100 ETH among 10 token holders? Seems too good to be true. I know it's an example, but if you got a more real life projection, I mean, just imagine like it's 8,000 uh 8,000 Elder Tree souls split between however many hold some of those 8,000. I mean, you could have somebody that bought 100 from OpenSea or like 20 or 15 or 2 or just one.
I had that
So,
same thought when I read the projection. I probably should have voiced my concern, but yeah, we can come up with a more real life projection that is a little bit easier to
yeah, I mean,
digest.
it just it'll just
I
do
think
the
we were just
math
trying to use
on
very simple math. Yeah,
yeah,
like
yeah, 10s.
110 like clearly conveys what the math is trying to say. Because this gets as simple as those numbers are, like it gets really complex trying to figure out
Yeah.
ratios and values, and it. I think we just tried to go as easy as possible, or maybe not easy, but simple as possible with our explanation.
Project 2501 says, okay, sounds good. Was wondering how that would work on the gas front. I guess, are we still doing it
They
on
might be talking
Matic?
about the Unity tokens
Yeah.
specifically,
Yeah,
and that's
distributing the
happening
Unity tokens.
on
That's happening
a
on Matic.
different. Yeah, that's on a different network.
Yeah, so they're the gas funds will be paid by us and it'll be literally nothing
Yep.
because it'll be on Matic.
Right. I'm so glad questions are happening. This is
So
engaging.
for holders of the Elder Tree Souls with Unity tokens but didn't burn them, they can't vote. No, that's not technically true. So for burning of the Unity tokens, you only need to burn them if the community votes that they want to split the pool of ETH and harvest the ETH from the community wallet at that time. If you want to donate or reinvest or like do something else like that, then you won't need to burn your tokens because you won't need to split the ratio out of ETH, right? So that's
Exactly.
what the Unity tokens are for, is to however many you burn is relative to how much ETH you're going to get back out of the pool. So if you don't vote and you don't burn your tokens, if you want to just not vote that time, you can strategically not burn your tokens and stack up and wait for the next one and get a larger portion of the pool theoretically.
So it turns out you can vote because the vote is tied to the DAO, which is tied to the smart contract of the Elder Tree Souls. And the Unity tokens are like how you spend the harvesting
Hmm.
if we do decide to vote for harvesting for a given week. And so the Unity tokens are only burned after a vote is cast, but you cast that vote with the Elder Tree Soul DAO, not with Unity tokens. Maybe that clears up the question.
That would be great together with the claim. Money simply going on trees sounds too good to be true. I also checked the white paper. It's not simple, at least for me. Um, but eventually once you go over it a few times, it makes more sense. It's kind of just like you got to read the white paper every like a couple times every time I read a white paper at least just to understand everything that's actually happening or what is the idea. But basically it's like yield farming for NFTs, but you can also decide what you're going to do. Like the cyberkongs do the bananas, right? And it's basically a yield farm. You're simply getting airdropped bananas for holding your cyberkong in your wallet every so often. Same thing with the cool cats and they're airdropping a milk token and same thing, except they don't, I don't know if they offer the same type of DAO system. No, the CityRoots Underground is not going to be a marketplace just for Elder Trees or Unity tokens. Will this sync up with the OpenSea listing front? Yes, it should, as long as OpenSea doesn't do to us what they did to Income and delist. So the CityRoots Underground is more so a marketplace for all NFTs, but the only NFTs that will be posted on CityRoots Underground or allowed to be listed and traded are going to be ones that are vetted by this council of teams, and we'll give a review, go over the white paper, go over the roadmap, look at the contracts, make sure everything's fine, not a rug. So basically, they can be as many as they want. If they want to be listed, like we'll go over everything. We'll just do a good old background check, make sure nobody's gonna get screwed in any type of the process. What do you think about providing a more easy to understand version of the white paper? It is your lucky day. I'm gonna drop this in the chat. If you go to that channel, the hashtag white paper channel, you can see infographics that are a lot less
It's not
wordy and
paragraph
hard.
style. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's very much bullet points and
bullet
concise.
points, concise, straight to the point. Little
I also
little
like
graph
the white paper
images.
there that you just shared because it's more visual and it's not
Exactly.
as
I
black and
like it.
white. Yeah, it's also chunked a little bit differently so that you can focus on a slide and not necessarily uh, read it conversationally. We kind of skipped over Maximi's point. I would like to read it. It
Yeah, go
says,
for
that
it.
would be great. Together with the claim, money simply growing on trees sounds also too good to be true. I checked the white paper. It is not simple, at
I
least for me.
said that one. I read that one
But
out
yeah,
loud.
and I just kind of want to bring it back. Like, there's a lot going on with the intricacies of the white paper, and to be honest, that's what white papers are showing or outlining the best that we can, and not just us, but white papers in general. Like they are a technical sheet, and it's not really for everybody. Like what we have tried to do is make things as simple as we can for our end users by saying, hey, go buy this. This is what's happening. And if you want to know more, like you're welcome to jump in and ask questions. And that's why we have these AMAs. As far as the claim goes, as far as money simply going on trees, it that is exactly what's happening here. I don't know how to compare that or contrast that to your point a little bit longer or later down where it says
I can.
that
I'll give at
delta.
least my opinion on
Well,
it.
well, I just want to point out that the delta between the 100 ETH divided by 10 example, yeah, like we just talked about that a moment ago, is being like a very simple example of how to do the math. And that's not necessarily like what's going to happen. Like we have 8,000 different elder tree souls, and we
Yeah,
have
8,000
we've
at
we've set it
0.08
up
is
so that way
like,
at the pre-sale, like it's not possible for one wallet to get all of those. Like it's not possible for 10 wallets to have all of those because of the way we structured our pre-sale. We have
well,
2,000 elder tree souls as of right now accounted for, and this is a ballpark generated by our pre-sale form. And I don't know the number of current slots that are available at the moment, but
we
they're
can check the
all
paper
already that
later.
yeah, already it's not possible for like that example to be the case. Again, it was just very easy math. What's your opinion, little bud?
So one thing that I think might be a little bit hard to grasp when you're reading the white paper and you're also reading that is there's 8,000 of these trees and we're minting them at 0.08. So in no way is that math ever going to be correct because if all of them are minted and all of them are sold. It's like 640 ETH, not just 100. And plus the a lot of it is gonna that's gonna be going into the community wallet is from sales from OpenSea, sales from when CityRoots Underground is launched, and that pool's probably gonna be a lot larger than that and a lot more people than that than just 10. I mean, it's just not like Switch said, it's not possible for it to only be 10. And aside from that, like this is like a community based like DAO organization. So depending on the community and how many trees they hold, what they decide to do with their trees, um, you guys are going to be technically the ones who decide what the floor price is at for the trees, right? I mean, that's how like most NFT communities are based. Like if the community
Yeah,
decides
and that's
that,
just focusing on secondary
yeah,
sales.
that's what I'm saying. If the floor on OpenSea is controlled by the community and for some reason the floor of Elder Tree souls goes up to like 10 ETH, then like all the secondary sales, everything that's happening around that time, like they're gonna be worth some change. And it would be way, way more different math than 10 divided by 100 or 100 divided by 10. That was just the most simple numbers we could use to get across.
Are you familiar with Toke, Bob Ross?
Nope.
Me neither.
Tokamak? Are you talking about Tokamak? If you are, then yes.
Yep.
Yeah, I
Um,
can see what you're saying there, Project 2501. The Tokamak project's definitely based on their community, and now that it's going live, watching it play out makes much more sense. Yeah. Once everything's live and you kind of see how the system works and how the voting process will happen, it's a lot easier when you're actually like participating in the DAO and in the voting system than just reading it on a piece of paper. Yep, exactly.
Max Me says, "Thanks so much for answering my questions." And I replied, "You're welcome. Sorry we couldn't get you up on stage."
Yeah. We'll have to link with Noosh so we get permissions to unmute people on the AMA stage. On the bus, my man Project is traveling. Angel,
What's up?
speak your question. You got a question there, sir?
Nope.
How you doing?
Good. I'm just checking my worlds.
Oh
Nice.
yeah, nice. Good stuff, my man. How you think it's going so far? I know you're listening.
What the project?
No, the AMA. Are you not listening to us answer these questions?
I know
You're
the
just chilling?
answers already. I've been in the MH.
Okay. I was just asking how you think of us answering all the questions instead of 22. Are we doing a sufficient job?
Oh yeah, you're doing. I mean, I don't like your voice.
Okay. Angel's back to muted later.
Yeah, it looks like we have some more members hitting up the AMA. Welcome. For
Project Moon Boys.
yeah, feel free to type in any questions that you have into our AMA chat 10-6. This one's super early in the morning for us here in America. On the other side of the world, though, it's in between 6 and 9 p.m. for the general audience that we're setting this AMA up for. 22 did a bunch of traveling yesterday and was unavailable to make it to this meeting. So we
Where are
got
we
little Bob.
based? In the US? There you go. Answer away. My bad. I didn't mean to cut you off like that.
No, we're good. Yeah. So I'm in the Eastern time zone, northern part of the Eastern time zone, up in some mountains.
I'm chilling out west in Vegas. It's currently almost 4 in the morning, 3:41.
Yeah, the sun just started coming up. Actually, it looks like a beautiful morning. Fog up over the mountains. A little bit cold, but
Yeah, it's dark out in the desert over here, and it is starting to get chilly. I'm digging it actually. It's way less hot during the day right now.
nice.
Getting winter, which means that it's gonna be like 60 in the desert every day.
It's
60,
been like
70.
mid 30s and
Dude,
high
that's
and like
nice
low
though. I don't
40s.
mind that at all. I love fall weather.
Oh, the trees around here are gorgeous this time of year. Everything looks like it's on fire.
We got friggin' palm trees, bro. I'm sad.
Nice.
I
Yeah,
love
so
when the trees change color. So it's
we'll
great
go
that
for
city roots will change color. I'm missing home.
sweet. We got another question, and we'll go for another 15 minutes or so, unless more questions start to roll in. This one says from Maxime, I have one more. I'm in a group with fellow NFT heads. That's where I got invited for this interesting project. One concern of a handful of people was that they thought some of your Twitter links didn't really link to a real person and that there are no real faces behind this. Please don't be offended. I'm just taking that as a secondary info. Haven't followed up on it myself. Anything you can say about that? Our devs, project owners, Anon? Yeah, there's a whole bunch of us that are going to stay anonymous for personal reasons, and we've given the choice to every council member, and we've recorded that. We haven't made that information
We
publicly
have.
available yet. I know that we have made this privately available. I'm aware of one document where it shows who's doxxed and who's not. I'm doxxed. Little Bob is
I
doxxed,
am.
and 22 is doxxed. I think there's a handful of others that are doxxed too, but I'm not 100% sure who chose what. Um, I did help create one of the slides earlier in the week that went out when we were talking about a new, um, let's say, income arm for uh, CityRoots. And yeah, so my name is Nathaniel, and Little Bob, you can introduce yourself.
My name is Carl Jessup. I am completely doxxed. Same with Nate, and who is Switch Shack, and same with 22. And there's a few of us on this team that have chosen to be doxxed. My Discord has always had my Twitch linked to it with my real name, and my Twitter. My Twitter's got my real name all over it, all over the place. Most of my socials are all just my name, so I don't really have an issue with ever, like anybody ever knowing who I am, what I've done, where I've gone.
Yeah, I do know that there are some issues on the route follow route that came up. Um, I noticed somebody was in here a moment ago. I won't call them out now that I don't see them in the crowd at the AMA. But yeah, somebody brought to my attention that there was an issue with wolves in Kurgami's links that they posted into Root Follow Root, and it went to an empty site at Twitter, and it said this account doesn't exist. I squared it away with Wolf. He jumped right on that immediately and got that link working. And
Yeah,
then
Kogami's is working too.
is it awesome? Yeah,
Yeah.
I haven't double checked that, but yeah. So that was one issue that came up earlier. I think it was like 18 hours ago or so. So we jumped on that, and then somebody else was saying too that there's some issues on the ETH.
Kogami's also doxxed, by the way. He's doxxed all over his Twitter if you guys ever want to
Yeah,
go take a look.
yeah, yeah. There was some issues on some of our ETH wallet addresses that weren't where there was no transactions on them, and that was a concern that came through within the past like 6 hours. I became aware of that, so I
Oh,
started.
okay. I
Yeah,
can answer that.
go ahead.
So
Yeah.
basically, when we created City Roots and we created our pay structure and we created our multi-sigs and how everything's gonna work and whatnot, we all basically made our own brand new wallets for City Roots. So and made them public for you guys so you guys can see whatever that is paid to CityRoots or paid to each person in CityRoots is public, and how much and how what we're gonna do with whatever our funds are or whatever we do. Same with the multi-sig. You guys know who can vote on what models of anything throughout the rest of the project, what whatever needed to be changed or anything like that. You can see that this I think there's 9 people. It might be 7 now. I think it's 9 though. That all have a multi-sig wallet. Me, Church, Noosh, 22, Switch, Wolf, Rain. I don't know if I'm missing anybody, but that information's all public.
Yeah, one of the issues was that there was no transactions that came up on Etherscan when people typed in those wallet addresses. And I remember specifically being suggested. I'm pretty sure 22 is the one that suggested that we all create brand new ones.
Yeah.
And that's the reason why I chose to do it that way is because I have a personal brand attached to the other wallet address that I use often, and I didn't feel like that was a good decision to have CityRoots income going into that wallet. Um, from like a business perspective, I wanted to keep income sorted, and it just helps out my CPA,
Yeah,
keeping the line
same.
straight, And so I have not made any transactions with that wallet ID that I set up for CityRoots. I can see how that's like kind of a
Yeah.
wishy-washy
I'm pretty
subject.
sure most of
And
us have
why,
never done anything with any of our wallets that are connected to CityRoots, and
yeah, and
I'm gonna go ahead and uh, speak for the people that I'm close to. Switch spoke for himself, but for me personally, and I think for the rest of the people on the team that all have brand new wallets connected to CityRoots, we do a lot of crypto trading on the regular, and a lot of the times when you see like projects like you can see it in the NFT world, for example. Like if you find somebody that has like a bunch of apes, like or like a bunch of stuff that's the floor price is really high on, people will watch those wallets and see what they do and make the same moves that they do, and they don't want to be responsible for anything, whether the floor price goes down or the price of a crypto goes down. And so like following somebody else's like moves and like whatever they're doing, like we just don't want to be responsible for anything like that. But anything that we do with our wallets from CityRoots is going to be public. So like if you want to, you can, but
so to an earlier point, I found the slides. I don't know if this is publicly facing at the moment, so I'm just going to read off who is currently doxed. I think that's a safe way to go about it.
yeah, sure.
So I have 22E28 or Elder Tree McGee. His name is Joseph Yell, and he's the project slash founder for CityRoots. The next one that is doxed is Rain, our Twitter manager. The name that he has here on the slide is Zachariah. Um, then there's Switch Shack, that's me, brand and asset manager. My full name is Nathaniel Yell. We have Little Bob Ross, which is our 3D artist, Carl Jessup. Go to the next slide. Our entire dev team is not doxed. Um, Yeah, and so is and there's a bunch of our marketing team that's not doxed as well. Um, yeah, so if you like, you can go back and do some more research about Little Bob Ross, Rain.
Speaking on this issue though, we are all pretty much stocks to each other and have all I've known pretty much the entire marketing team for almost a year now, I want to say. Probably a little bit less than, probably around like 8 or 9 months so far. So like Wolf, Rain, Kurgami, Noosh, um, and 22 also. I didn't meet Switch Shack until I want to say like 3.5 months ago.
That's about right. Yep.
And other than that, most of us are all doxed to each other as like a sign of trust between each other, and we're all friends anyway. So we're all in here
Um,
talking to each other about just about every day. So
Little Bob, do you know what the multi-sig that we're using is? Is it Gnosis? I feel like it is.
I think it is, yes.
That's a really good suggestion by Project 2501. Maybe in the white paper, then mention just a liner saying clean wallets have been set up for all the team members at these addresses. Yeah,
Yep.
to be
Not a
totally
bad idea.
transparent. Yeah, that's a good suggestion.
Another thing to point out about the team, which he's gonna switch might give me some flack for this for putting him on blast. But 22's talked about it in previous AMAs before, so the information's already out there. But we also have some family members on the team that know each other and all work in different fields, and that's kind of how we're able to do a lot of the stuff that we're doing. Like the audio guy for this team is related to asset manager and the project manager. They're all close relatives. So there's a lot of trust between almost everybody in the team so far, between each other at least.
Yeah, it's a good thing for trust and uh, not such a good thing for people looking to jump in. It's very easy to look at something and say, "Oh, a whole family's in it."
Yeah,
Like that's kind of
but it would
dumb.
be
But
less. It would be. It's less weird, like worrisome with the fact that they know. I think
yeah,
like
yeah,
it's not a big deal to me at least. I don't
yeah.
think it is.
So I'm the older brother of 22, and there's a year's worth of difference in age. I've worked with 22 at his company that got launched almost 5 years ago. I worked with him for 3 years. We worked on a project together in the analytics field, and we kind of went our separate ways a couple of years ago. I decided to move my family onto an RV, and we hit the road and did some traveling up and down the east coast of the U.S. and did some performing and circus stuff. And recently got settled down in the mountains in the northern part of uh, America on the Eastern time zone.
To answer Maxime's question, yes, this AMA is being recorded so that you can share it with the others. Yep.
Yeah, we'll be uploading this to YouTube. If you like,
Can we
we'll
see you
throw a link in there.
juggle? Yeah, dude, I didn't know you were in a circus. I might
I
not know
started my
Switch
own
Shack as
circus, actually.
well.
Yeah,
I might not
yeah.
know Switch as well as I thought I did. You were
Oh
in a
my goodness,
circus
you.
or started a
I don't
circus?
think you know me that well.
That's crazy, bro.
Yeah,
I had no idea,
yeah.
man.
So
My man's
I
out
can
here
juggle.
creating beautiful videos for CityRoots and can juggle. What a wild array of
I'm a
talent.
I'm a musician too. Yeah, I play like 6 different instruments, and I can
That's nuts.
spin a staff pretty pretty well. I do fire dancing as well, so I can spin hula hoops and juggle on fire, and uh, have like two campfires rolling around my body attached to a staff. It's pretty
It's
intense. It's
actually
hot.
wild.
Yeah. Um, Circus is definitely a passion of mine, and it's more flow arts oriented circus. Not the just a couple of years ago the animals thankfully are no longer allowed in the circus, and that's when I started to take my hint and enter. And uh, it hasn't been too awesome since social distancing and all that
Yeah,
came
COVID.
into effect. That definitely put a spin in our plans, but I'm very happy to be where I'm at. And yeah, um, right now I'm doing art every single day for CityRoots. I love it.
Me too. It's an everyday thing. It's an all day thing.
I think it's longer than all day.
Yeah. It's like
I
a
don't think I've had
12-hour
an
day, bro.
No, I don't think I've had an 8-hour
Longer than
day
that, usually.
since
It's like
starting.
16 hours a day.
Exactly.
Whether or
Yeah.
not it's just like a few hours of like us playing games with each other, most of the
I've
time we're
I've done
definitely
that a handful of
working.
times, to be honest,
Yeah.
in the past like
I
2
kind of
months.
I kind of shut off at like a certain point of the night. I'm just like, all right, I'm only playing games for the rest of the night. Refresh and do work in the morning.
It felt really good to do that today. I took like 4 hours off and just said, you know what? Like, I'm not doing anything for CityRoots. I don't care how close we are to pre-sale. Like, I need a break.
Yeah.
Played some Apex Legends, literally for the first time in
Ooh,
months, and
really?
yeah, had a blast and
We should play some
came in.
Apex. I love
Absolutely,
Apex.
yeah. I play on Xbox though.
My roommate, well, it's cross-plat, so it's okay. I
That's
used to
right.
play on
Yeah.
Xbox, now I play on PC, but my
Oh,
roommate's like a
do
big
we have another
Apex
question?
fan.
So multi-talented. Luna Bear asks, how did you guys end up coming up with the idea, or what's the inspiration behind the concept? Little Bob, do you know the answer to this?
Well, 22 is the one who originally came up with the idea, no?
Yep.
Then I do know the answer. So 22 came up with the idea for CityRoots a few months ago. The iterations have changed drastically through
Tremendously. Yeah.
drastically through the past few months, and it's been pretty awesome to see where it is now as opposed to our original ideas of everything. I don't know if we want to like reveal any of the original ideas that we had for a
Nope.
lot of this
Those
stuff
those are on a white paper
because
that
yeah,
does not exist public facing. I
okay,
don't think that
sweet,
ever made it out the door.
awesome.
But if you think this white paper is not
Confusing,
simple,
yeah,
like
the other one was
that other one was intense. Like
it was.
we
So
decided to simplify the model. Yeah.
originally, Luna Bear, when I was brought onto this team, I was in the middle of a move from Ohio all the way across the country to Las Vegas, Nevada, and was driving for like 4 days straight. And for about 2 hours of every single day that I was driving, 22 and Switch and Zach and Kurgami were all explaining the ins and outs of CityRoots to me the entire time before I got brought on as the artist, and there was so much to take in. But the original concept was around to create was
Agree.
all centered around to create a competitor or challenger to OpenSea. So that was
That
always the
I don't think that
idea.
was known at that moment.
Really?
I
Well,
don't
it wasn't
think that.
known. I knew it.
Nice.
That's what
Okay.
I was told.
Nice. I'm pretty sure I didn't know clearly at that point like what was going on. It's because I was being focused on let's say
Assets
yes, like things that had to get done. Like
started to get done. Like
you know,
we pulled these trees in like dude, making all these trees, making everything. It's really come together in 3 months. That is absolutely insane to me that we've done the amount of work that we have done in around
yeah,
three and a half months.
I'm pretty sure we designed like 36,000 trees or something like that, just so that way we could have 8,000 amazing ones to choose from. I'm pretty sure, like,
Yeah,
and that was just on the art side. Like, there was even more work done on the dev side to make this like simple, easy to use, effective, and the utility really does shine through in this project, unlike some of the PFPs that are coming out these days.
how would this project be able to autonomously exist and sustain itself after initial setup if, let's say, part or all of the dev/founding team went away? To answer
Well,
that question,
let's
you
assume that the dev and founding team just went away for a second. Let's walk
well,
through
like
and
right now, it would not be a good idea. Like that would be awful because we
well,
wouldn't
no,
be able to
after initial
launch.
setup,
Yeah,
right?
after initial setup, okay,
Yeah.
that makes way more
So if we were
sense.
all to
Might have
just
skipped over
disappear, like,
after
and
launch,
that's a
which
valid
that's
concern,
a
I would say.
yeah valid concern, except for the fact that I'm doxxed and you guys could hunt me down if you wanted to. But
So part of
yeah,
it is like we all are purchasing Elder Tree Souls
yeah.
ourselves, and we're all like getting in on this legacy. Uh, to be honest, there's more on the other side of this purchase than there is immediately, and that's why I'm here. Like I'm going to
Yeah,
purchase as many as I can afford. Right now, that's really not that much, but I want to have as many as I can get my hands on. And this is not like a 30-day money back guarantee type of purchase. This is like a legacy that we're setting up here and working towards. In it's why I'm in this is for the long run to keep on seeing gains and entering that account long after I stop putting work into it. And that's not to say I'll be here my
that's not
entire
to
life.
say
Like,
that
but I
he's
do want to
not going to
own.
be
I do want an
putting in a
elder
lot of
tree
work.
for each of my grandchildren. Like that would be amazing. That's kind of where I'm setting up roots here.
100%.
Yeah.
I would have
Most
to
of
say that that's not to say that you won't be putting in a lot of work for a long period of time up until then.
Absolutely, yeah. Because I want to see this succeed. I know my brother does too.
Oh
Like
yeah,
we both have been going nonstop since the inception of this idea. And when I say nonstop, like we haven't worked harder for anything else in our lives. Like we've put in a whole bunch of effort in a very short amount of time. Like honestly, I'm impressed with how far we've gotten in uh, roughly 3 months. Like it's and that's not just he and I. Like there's a whole team of like eh, what is there 11
13 of us.
13. Like it's impressive like
I
how
think it actually
much
might be 11 now. Never mind.
um last I knew it was 13. I don't
Yeah.
remember where 11 came from. Originally we started with 15, and then there was two devs that gave us like way too much trouble, and so we had to end things with their agreement. And but
Went our
moving
separate
forward, like
ways. All good.
yeah, since then, like everybody has put in and pulled more than their weight. Every single individual on this team, and like I'm grateful for like what's happening here at CityRoots. We still didn't necessarily answer that question. What do you got, little Bob?
Give me one sec. I was in the white paper channel.
All good. So, how would this project
So
be able to
if
autonomously exist and sustain itself after initial setup?
if we all disappeared after the initial setup and launch, um, the contracts are gonna be on the Matic network for the utility token, and those will be automated, I'm pretty sure, at this point.
Mhm.
So you guys will be able to receive them as much as you want. Hold it, use it, burn it, whatever, vote on it. But the community is what's going to actually run the DAO. So like anything that you guys like, if we disappeared, somebody else could be like, okay, here we're voting on this, like, then you guys vote on it
We
and
are setting
make it
this up
happen.
so that the community does take control almost as much as possible. That transfer of power isn't set to happen until end of 2022, I believe, on our roadmap, and I might be mistaken on that point. But the idea here is for us to set up the communities so that way they have a DAO that's operating, and that they fully control the parts that are important to them. That's not to say that they'll have control over what happens in CityRoots Underground. Like there is separate arms. We also have a foundation level that's coming into play, working with nonprofits, and uh, what this will set up is what you do with the income that comes from those arms specifically.
Exactly. Yes. So to go a little bit further in that, City Roots Underground, that marketplace will have a whole lot more to it than just being a marketplace. That area will have a
Oh my goodness, yeah.
newsletter of a million projects that we've reviewed and vetted
Let's
and
not say
looked
a
at.
million yet, but
Well, not a million. Don't. I'm way over exaggerating. We'll do as many as we can do.
We are not starting off with $1 million. Let's start
No,
there.
no.
But it is a
But
one-stop shop for
yes,
everything NFT. We'll have a construction zone. Analytics is going to be huge. That's one thing that this entire space really does need, and that's one thing that 22 brings to the table. He's been in the enterprise analytics space, literally on a global scale, for coming up on a decade. And that's what he works on. And so he's super excited to bring tools and honestly some power back to the community. And that's what's happening here at CityRoots is the underground is being released, and we're making strides towards having a space that's safe for specifically NFTs, but also for the community that's a little bit larger into crypto and into art. And that's what we're establishing here is a strong community that's focused on utility, focused on art, and the marketplace is the grease, so to speak, in the engine. It keeps everything moving and keeps everything fresh and alive. And as far as how to get in on that, it's not going to be just Elder Tree Souls. There's going to be a whole bunch going on. It will be exclusive to the point that we're not allowing anybody to come in and mint. That's one of the downsides that we noticed about OpenSea. We talked about that a little bit earlier in our AMA. The idea here is that we want to bring solid plans to the space and avoid rug pulls. That would be so nice if we could do business and not be concerned if somebody's just going to come in and see you.
yeah,
Right?
or just post somebody's stolen artwork on a
My
platform.
goodness, yeah. So copyright is certainly a concern that comes into play. But honestly, like just having a plan, like there's so many there of these NFT projects where it's like you have
Worthless.
to do your homework because like they're just going to fizzle out, and uh, there's some that are straight up cash grabs, and it's just not for us.
Yeah, I try
I'm
to
sick of it.
avoid that as much as possible.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm pretty sure everybody on this team has damn near lost a sizable chunk of money to projects like that
It's
in
not
any
cool.
given time.
Yeah, and so that's what we're going for is creating a safe harbor for transactions to occur. But that kind of comes from building a secure community and one that's growing and thriving, and where we have a shared value system. And so there's other places to go be pirates, like go to the open sea if you want to be a pirate. uh,
Lol.
like
LOL. Did you guys just mention the tokens on Matic? Yeah, the utility tokens will most likely be distributed on the Matic network, and that way gas is basically free, and whatever little amount of gas it is, we'll pay for it. That way you guys don't have to pay a ridiculous amount of gas to get tokens or claim them yourselves twice a month.
Maxme has another possibly tough question. I've pre-read it.
Yeah, I
How are
did
you
too.
planning for possibly getting under fire by regulation at some point? Kudos for trying to make the platform getting rid of scams. So I just had a conversation with 22 about this, and there's some things that I was told that I was asked not to share. So I'm not entirely sure where how to respond to this question. I would prefer to ignore it and have you bring that up with 22 specifically, only because we literally just talked about this like 12 hours ago, and I'm not entirely sure what could be said, what needs to be said, what's actually a risk. This is not something I've been focusing on as a problem, although I am aware that it can become a
A
problem pretty quick.
possibility,
Yeah,
very
yeah.
much
There's
possibility. But that's
um,
a we're more than just worried about city roots. That's the entire space that we need to worry about at that point.
right. So what I know uh, is accurate is that 22 has set things up as best as possible, so that way we don't have anything to be concerned about for several years to come, and that does go into how this community is set up and the way that we value. For instance, we have Elder Tree souls on one network and we have the Unity tokens on another network. And there's something to that that's, from what I understand, gold. In the fact that it's very difficult to come in and say that a certain type of risk is at play. That other, I think, ran into this issue where they had,
Yeah, Income,
uh,
where they got
y-
delisted on OpenSea.
yeah, they ran
Yeah.
into this issue of, mm-hmm. And so we have taken into account as many scenarios as possible to play this with long-term safety. Again, please bring this up with 22 just because this is not my area of expertise. And I
Nor
certainly don't
mine.
want to share anything. Yeah, like I'm not comfortable answering that question. And I hope that's a fair response.
What is the initial, or what is the percent of initial funding to be retained for future development of IE CityRoots Underground? Will the planned split be shared with the community? To answer that question, the original and initial plan that's being implemented is the community wallet, for funding of that community wallet for the minting process of the elder trees will stay at 20% goes to the community wallet, 80% to the dev wallet. And then as soon as the elder tree souls are fully minted, from the initial mint, it swaps to 80% to the community wallet and 20% to the dev wallet. And from there, that's where CityRoots Underground will come into effect, as everything that happens on CityRoots Underground is going to basically go into the community wallet at 80%, and that's how that will be funded. But that also gives us funding to build CityRoots Underground and do everything that we're doing from the initial start. Hope that answers your question at least. But that's also in the white paper as well if you wanted to go back and take a look. So for the pre-sale,
I want to add a little bit to that question that Luna Bear just posted.
go
As
for
far
it.
as funding being retained for future development goes, like this is kind of going back to that question of like, well, what happens if the dev team just disappears? This is our thing. Like City Roots Underground is like what's going to bring that legacy, that long term vision that
Yep,
we each share. And as far as funding goes towards that, like that's been built in from the beginning. There's a dev wallet that's been set up, and I'm pretty sure this is public information. I don't
it
know
is.
where to point it. And it's deeper than just what's viewed on the white paper. There's information. I don't know how to find it at the moment. That explains how the different teams receive money inside of, or not just money, but funds inside of the dev wallet itself, and then how those
Oh,
funds get
okay, yes.
distributed to the different teams for use towards current and future projects. And that like solution has already been like built into the success here at City Roots. Um, I don't know if we have a minimum threshold set up. That's one thing that came across my mind earlier in the week that might be useful to share. As far as like what minimums we'd have to reach in order to be able to pull off uh, uh, a brand new, like system. With that said, I'm pretty sure we're good to go as far as what our current numbers look like. Um, I do know that once we got the aggregate ballpark number from 22, I think this was like 48 hours ago, saying that that half of the pre-sale slots are good to go. I know that was a big surge of relief on his shoulders, and there was a whole bunch of hope, that we know that this project is in good standing and things are good to go, and uh, we're all excited to move forward on that front.
very much so. Also for the wait, what? So for the pre-sale, how will that work? Just link opens on the website and then just mint through that with ETH? Correct.
It's not quite that simple.
Technically.
So if you're a citizen here, you've done half of the hard work inside of Discord. You have to go to the presale form and whitelist your Ethereum wallet ID or wallet address that you want used. We also have additional presale slots available. But yeah, once you get onto that list, we'll be sharing a check form later on in the week as we get closer to the pre-sales. That way you can verify, make sure that everything's copacetic with your Discord handle and Ethernet address and how many you expected to purchase. And when it comes time for pre-sale, everybody will go to CityRoots.io and be able to mint 2 Elder Tree souls for 0.08 ETH, and then make sure that you have plenty of room for whatever the gas fees are. You'll have 48 hours from the time we open up the pre-sale to mint 2 Elder Tree souls per wallet. And again, if you want to earn extra wallet slots as they're they're going to fill up pretty quickly if I can venture.
If we
Yeah,
can
like
gauge from how it's going right now.
well, we have so many settlers that haven't even had the opportunity to get in on this pre-sale. If every one of those settlers came in and became citizen and filled out that just once, like we'd be good to go. But for whatever reason, we're at a really good spot. Let's just put it that way. Yeah, so Project 2501 says that they've already completed those steps. That's awesome. Yeah, so when it comes time for the pre-sale to open up, you'll have 48 hours to mint the first 2 Elder Tree souls. On day 3, you'll be able to mint up to 25. I did, however, just hear that we're considering changing that aspect. I'm not sure if a change will actually go through, but there was mention in one of our channels that we might be limiting that down to closer to like 5. And so again, this isn't
Yeah,
information that's
not
been
a
vetted yet.
100% set in stone yet.
But what I'm trying to get at is like get as many of those pre-sale slots as you can. If that means doing some extra work in the artisan channel, if that means doing some being a part of every giveaway possible that we throw across Twitter and Discord, even if that means coming in and just helping out with other settlers and other citizens, understanding more about the project and just answering questions. What I'm trying to get at here is the more you engage, that's how you become an elder, and those elders are getting perks up. Oh my goodness, like they're good to go. Like, and you get it to become an elder by showing value and contributions on a regular basis, helping out other citizens, and showing
Participating
understanding.
in the community.
Yeah, showing understanding too, asking good questions, and uh, also spreading the word and getting people into this area. Um,
Yeah,
those additional
actually,
pre-sale
you can
slots
all
are
I
key
think you
here.
can also just get elder by doing 10 invites, right? I'm pretty sure that's a thing.
Um, I don't know if that's a thing to become elder. Um,
I thought so. It might be different though. But a lot
yeah.
of the people that we know that are elders were invited here
Well,
by
there's a whole
us
list of
or
like how to
know
become
us.
elder.
Yeah.
There's like 10 different ways that you can become elder, and so go check that out. I'll see if I can find that link. I'll just post it right here in the AMA chat.
But also we do giveaways all the time, whether it be random or like an actual giveaway setup. I know I gave away some extra pre-sale slots yesterday that were to people that were being active and communicating with me in the chat while I was up at 6 in the morning.
Yep. So to the point, as far as 10 invites, that gets you a extra pre-sale slot for
Yeah,
citizens.
okay. I knew it was something.
Yep. The one of the perks that the elders have, if they invite just 5 new people into the and they have to be confirmed invites, meaning that they arrive and stay, and then they can get an extra pre-sale slot just for doing 5, and that's one of the many perks that Elder PFPs, photography, animation, video, and we are looking to have things that are ready to go right into the metaverse, and we're looking to future-proof this as best as we can. And so PFPs and animation, PFPs specifically will be on the lower end of what we're trying to release. We are focusing on projects that have utility and long-term
Benefits.
success.
Yep.
Yeah, yep. But with that said,
That's not to
we're
say that we
try
won't add blue chip projects either that happen to be profile pick projects. Like,
we're starting with blue chip, but we're also welcoming those that are smaller projects to come in and have a safe space to launch. And when they need help, let's say with either dev or the marketing side, or sometimes there's issues with the artistic side and how to get some processes in place. What we're trying to do is offer a little bit of everything for each of the opportunities that are out there for NFTs to become a thing. And we're focusing on the bigger fish to start off with, but we're certainly not excluding the smaller projects from coming in. We might at the beginning, at the initial phases, and that's due to scale. But yeah, with I would say by Q2 we should have a much larger space that would be available for projects of varying sizes to come in and launch their projects on our platform.
great answer.
Thank you.
He said, "Great, thanks, guys. Was hoping broader the better, so sounds good." I agree with you.
Thank you all for being a part of the AMA this evening in APAC region and morning and at least Eastern in the Americas this morning. It's so good to be here with y'all. Seems like the questions have started to slow down. I'll be here another 5 minutes and be happy to answer any questions that people have. Be sure to pay attention to the announcements that are coming through. We released a schedule, I think 5 announcements back or something to that effect. We have a game nights that are being held the rest of the week. I think we have
Exciting.
something
Starting
every
on
single day.
Thursday.
Yeah, like we have a couple sessions with an analytics review that 22 is putting together. I think we have something coming up on Friday with Rain, and
Yep,
I'm
he's
pretty
got the
excited to
tax
see.
AMA coming up on Friday at
Yeah,
11 p.m.
we'll be passing forward a whole bunch of ways to gain info on how to
Do
work
your
with the CPA
taxes
and
in
with your
crypto.
exactly. Yep, and
Perfect info. A lot of info that needs to be shared with the crypto world that a lot of people really don't understand or have no idea of what to do so far. So I'm excited for that. Rain is a member of our team that happens to be docs and is also a CPA, or he runs his own accounting firm, I'm pretty sure.
I also pulled up the forecast, and it says on Wednesday, that's later on today, at 11:30 p.m. UTC, we are hosting NFT space, which is kind of similar to these Ask Me Anythings. The only difference is that we're making this super easy for those that are new to NFTs altogether to come in and gain some understanding. And we won't necessarily talk as fast with the lingo and all these complex ideas. We'll do our best to make them as simple as possible to understand, and we'll go at your pace. That way, you understand what's being conveyed, and we'll certainly be working through a glossary and getting some definitions to these words and lingo, and explaining very basic concepts because there's a myriad of them in NFTs. I had gotten into the crypto space roughly a year ago, actually almost to date. And I was trading crypto for roughly 6 months, and started with just a little bit of input on a regular basis, and like $100 here, $100 there, $100 there, and started to do some trades, and I did pretty good within 6 months. October last year was just awesome to get into. It was more of a timing
Oh
thing for the
yeah.
market than had anything to do with me. But I didn't get into NFTs until roughly summertime of this year, and it's another layer. Like there's more going on that I just had no idea about, because there's a bunch to know about just in crypto in general, but like this layer of NFTs really does bring things deeper, and it's in some ways it's very scary. Like again, going back to safety and rug pulls, and it's there's some pirates out there. And so what we're trying to do with CityRoots is create a very safe space with a community that does care about each other, pulls together information and shares it fluidly, and that's where the CityRoots news is coming through. And um, we have been focused more on those that are already in the space so far with our marketing efforts for NFTs. But we also realize that we have to make a space for those that are
New
new to
people,
NFT.
yep.
Yeah, and that's what's coming up here at 11:30 p.m. UTC. And we did all times in UTC. We made that decision for our forecasts because we really are trying to reach a global market, and that's in the cards here at CityRoots. So it might be a little bit difficult because everybody has to go in and figure out, well, what time is UTC? For me, uh, and but at the same point, like it's we are working on ways that way we can have a streamlined event system working, where we throw an event and everybody just signs to that event, and before you know it, like you don't have to do any translation of time or try to figure out inconsistencies because it could be a pain. But that's one of the things that we're looking forward to is a community that is global. And honestly, that's why we're here right now. For me, it's 7 o'clock in the morning. Like this is not necessarily a time for me that I would, think to get up
Enjoy
on stage
being
and,
up
start.
at.
Well, not putting on a
Well,
putting,
yeah, I get
like
what you're
having a
saying.
conversation about this. Like this is not my time of the day where I'm usually good to go and bright eyed and bushy tailed. uh, but I'm
Yeah, I
really glad to
feel
be
you
here.
there. Oh
Yeah,
yeah, I don't
yeah,
mind being here. It's 4:30 in the morning. Granted, my sleep schedule is completely backwards right now, so you guys lucked out on that one. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't be here currently, and you'd have to wait to catch me in the morning.
yeah. 22 had a. I spoke to him, I think 24 hours ago. He got in the car and traveled from the center of the United States, Eastern time zone, all the way up to like the northern part, and then like did an in-person live event. And I have a feeling that he drove back like
Oh my god.
Yeah, like
He went all the way up there.
well, I got a message like 5 hours ago
God
saying, "Hey,
damn.
I just got done traveling. I need to sleep. Can somebody take over the AMA?" I was like, "Yeah, I got this." So he definitely wanted to be here, but simply couldn't be. Sleep is the thing that
Don't
needs to
blame the
happen.
man.
Yeah, and he's been going nonstop. So, do we have any more questions? We'll get back to the AMA chat thread here. All right, so we see, thanks so much, guys. Gotcha, thanks. And one more. Who were we talking to today? I can't seem to see who's speaking. Angel and Little Bob Ross. So
Nope.
my
Switch
name is
Shack?
Switch Shack. Yep. My real name is Nathaniel. Little Bob Ross is Carl.
Yes,
And then
sir.
we did have one of the elders come in and say a few words. And that was Angel the Thigh Rubber is the nickname he uses here.
I
um,
gave him that nickname.
did you really?
Yeah. It was
Yeah.
just Angel.
Yeah. So thank you all so much for being here for this AMA. Sorry it took 15 minutes just to get the kinks worked out. It turns out this AMA wasn't even viewable by anybody other than elders and city council members. That's my fault. I didn't know what buttons to push in order to make this viewable. Thank you so much for bearing with us on the delay there. And this recording is being saved to my computer, and then I'll be putting something up to YouTube. We just started a brand new YouTube channel. So the one that hosted all the old AMAs is being redacted, and I'll do my best to put the proper link right up here inside of the AMA chat 10-6.
Are you
And
guys gonna post the old AMAs on the new
well,
YouTube though?
I got one of them up already.
Okay,
I
sweet.
still have to get the second one. It's just
Alright.
been nonstop for
Yeah,
tasks
nah, it's
on
okay.
my end.
I was just
Yeah,
curious.
yeah, we did get one of them up, and the old YouTube is not being redacted until after public mint goes out.
Oh,
Um,
okay, sweet.
yeah, and so I'm just pointing out that there's currently 2 YouTube channels, and one of them I'm only posting it to one of them, but all of those fresh links will be here. We just did a silent launch of a video last night for those that want to go check it out. Let me
You can
see if I
probably
can
share
go
your
find
screen
it.
and play it. Or
No,
I can.
yeah, you're more than welcome to. Yeah,
Yeah.
I know that there's a
Send
setting.
me the
I
YouTube
was trying to
channel?
share my audio earlier and couldn't get it to work, and it turns out there's a security
Oh yeah,
setting on my
yeah.
Mac
Oh
that
yeah, we couldn't figure it out last night.
yeah, and after 20 minutes, I was like, nope, I can't share my audio with the screen. But yeah, if you can figure it out,
Oh yeah, I
with your
got it.
machine, sweet.
Send me the correct link right now. I'll play it.
It's the one that we had in that private chat,
Oh,
or the
okay.
DMs.
Yep.
Um,
With you and
it says Elder Tree Soul is calling.
yeah.
.mp4.
Yep, I have it.
Sweet.
Here we go.
As with all renowned legends, our city will be founded upon an immortal dream. CityRoots beckons to those whom seek community, utility, or art. Your soul is calling. Welcome home.
Was that?
All right. Yeah, thank you for sharing that.
Yep.
Uh,
Awesome. Great
difficult,
video.
even for me with headset on. But yeah, go check out the YouTube video. I probably should drop that link so that way people can go find it and experience it for themselves. Yeah, I'll have that here inside of the link as soon as I get to it.
Awesome.
Thank you so much for joining our AMA, and I'll be heading over to the lobby. If anybody has questions and want to have a chat there, we can go over to the Q&A and have a discussion. And thank you so much for being a part of our event this morning or evening. And I hope you all have an awesome rest of your day, whatever that looks like.
Yep. And I'm gonna be hitting the hay.
All
I
right.
will talk to you later, Switch.
Yeah, catch you guys later. Good day.